Hi, it is Ismail Mullah here. Today I'm discussing this 2 meter by 1 meter garden bed. It's a wicking garden bed that I've created. Firstly, it's 41 centimeters high, which means that the amount of soil in it is double what you get in a normal above ground bed, which is about 20 centimeters high. This has plenty of advantages in the sense that it creates a better home for all the biota in the soil. We have about more biota in a handful of soil than people on earth. It also creates greater depth for the roots of the plants, and therefore we get better plants. There are several other features that I'll discuss as far as this wicking bed is concerned. Firstly, in terms of watering, we water into this aggie pipe. We water into this aggie pipe, and the water then permeates across the garden bed from that gauge. The next thing you will see is that we've divided this up into 30 centimeter squares. This is to allow us to plant in squares, which is much more efficient. If you want to read about this, you can read about it on the internet under the topic of square foot gardening. What I've done here is I've also planted a few plants from trials. So for example, this is Brazilian spinach here in front, the kale here at the back, the tomato plant, the aubergine plant, this rather sick looking green pepper, as well as this kale here and this tomato. These were from previous trials. The rest of them are from seedlings. So we've got kale, we've got radish, we've got carrots, more radish, kale, I've got lettuce here, I've got chives, I've got spinach, more lettuce, I've got a fair amount of shards, which are also very rich. I've got a cress there. So what am I expecting is that within 2 weeks I will be able to harvest all these greens a bit at a time, continuously throughout the year. The idea here is to grow very nutrient rich foods because we want to look after our health. The idea is not for the plants to grow as fast as possible. Although in this system the plants do grow quite fast. What we are looking for is that in about 6 weeks time we will have this situation here with this level of growth. Obviously we won't have that, the tomatoes growing, that will take about 2 to 2.5 months, but we want this sort of growth so that we can be very healthy in our eating. Thank you very much. Hi folks, it's Ismail Mullah. It's 6.5 weeks since we planted this out, and this is the level of growth we have achieved. As I said initially, we use the square foot gardening method because that allows us to plant intensively. And as you can see, we've now got lush growth with leaves that are bigger than normal for the types of plants that are grown. So for example, the spinach is huge, and so are the shards, and so are the kale and the lettuce plants. What is unique about the system is the amount of maintenance required. We've watered this thing only 3 times since planting. That's because of the reservoir of water underneath, which constantly feeds the plants with water. Second thing about maintenance, we've done no weeding whatsoever because of the soil we've had. And third thing is the maintenance takes about half an hour a week. This is with the administering of the aerated tea and the neem oil, and that's it. I had to go away for 2.5 weeks for a family reunion overseas, and therefore have not maintained this at all over the last 2.5 weeks. Before that I was harvesting regularly, but in the 2.5 weeks that I was away, no harvesting was done. Even though I told my neighbors to harvest, they became too shy and therefore did not harvest. So what we've achieved here is really the holy grail of gardening, because we've produced very rich plants that are very healthy for us. How do we know it's very rich? Well, I've taken bricks readings. A bricks reading takes into account the amount of organic sugars, organic acids, phytonutrients, minerals, and vitamins a plant has. Different plants have different Brix readings. The one that I can talk about most today, or I will talk about most today, is the kale, because kale is regarded as superfood. In fact, according to some definitions, all these plants become superfoods because they are all nutritionally very rich. Now, a plant can be nutritionally dense, like the kale compared to lettuce. However, a plant can be nutritionally richer when it is better than plants on other plants of the same type. In this case, with the kale, the, according to the Brix reading, an 8 is a poor plant, a 10 is an average plant, a 12 is a good plant, and a 16 is an excellent plant. My Brix readings for my kale plants vary from 15 to 18, which means I've got excellent plants which are very healthy for us. Similarly, for the lettuce, for the spinach, for the shallots, and the broccoli. So if you want to grow vegetables that are really healthy and health boosting, then it's a great bit of advice to use our system, because it really delivers for you. In fact, we've done it in such a way that even a novice can do it. It takes no real expertise, because really the secret is in the soil and in the aerated tea that we feed to the plants. So if you want to find out more about this, contact me via email. You'll get my contact details on my website. Thank you very much for looking at this video. Bye.